Hey, Keita. I didn't see you down there till just now. Let me see something. Say something, Keita.
Hello, hello,
Okay,
hello.
perfect. Put yourself on mute. I'm gonna bring you on at about 8:30. Enjoy the show.
Okay.
Yeah. Ah, funky bunch. Shit, listen, y'all. Lord, I ain't got the right lights on. Baby, I don't know if I'm damn coming or damn going today. Good morning. Good morning. Whew. We got so much to talk about from this weekend. When I tell y'all this weekend does not owe me anything, it don't owe me anything at all. So for those of y'all who like me to just get straight into the topics, you might want to go get something to eat because I got a lot to say, and we're gonna spend about 15 minutes on this, FYI. So y'all already know I be needing my Miami fix every 6 weeks or so. Plus, I had not gone down there and seen my aunt yet. I hadn't seen her since the last time she was in the hospital or whatever. She's been moved to the new rehab facility. So that was my reason for going to Miami. And then I just knew I needed a boat day. Plus some other stuff going on. I just needed a change of scenery. So my first order of business, I said, well, you know what? Since I'm going down there for 3 days and I keep trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with this truck, let me rent a Range Rover. So I rented the big boy that I wanted. It was $1,700 to rent. I'm not telling y'all to brag or as a flex. I'm just telling you what it cost for me to test drive that big ass car over the weekend. It was $1,700 for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, return it Monday with a $1,500 deposit. Um, Needless to say, I will not be getting the Range Rover. The car is just too damn big for me. Now, let me tell you something. It is comfortable as hell. It is a great ride. It's a great ride. I enjoy sitting in the passenger seat. You can sit Indian style in the car. It's spacious. It would meet any and everybody's needs. It's just way too big of a damn vehicle. Not to mention, it drank so much gas. I got that car from the airport. I only ran some little local errands and half a tank of gas. I used a half a tank of gas doing a whole bunch of nothing. And it was $60 to put a half a tank of gas in it. That's number one. Number two, um, Range Rover is still not completely out the picture yet. I may go. Well, I was going to say go. I'm not even doing that no more. I was going to say I might get the Range Rover Sport or whatever, but I'm not doing that anymore because I'm doing this. Went down to Miami this weekend, guys. Got on the yacht or whatever with friends, old teachers. Had a really good time. This was the first time ever that the yacht stopped us in the water where it stopped us at, right? So the yacht stopped us right behind my old building that I moved out of. And we docked there for about 2 hours and rode on jet skis and rode the jet cars. I'll post those pictures later. Did all of that. And the whole while that we're sitting there docked, I'm looking at my old building or whatever. And all of my friends are like, oh my God, Q, that's your building. I miss when you had this place over here. Or whatever, 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 whatever. So I later then get on Instagram when we start pulling off again. And I'm like, I cannot believe I moved from all of this to move to Atlanta. And let's be clear here, like Atlanta definitely has its advantages. And I'm pretty sure if you talk to somebody that's from Atlanta, they will make it seem like Atlanta is the best place on earth in all of these different things. But for me, there is just a feeling that I only get when I am in Miami, Florida. All right. There's a feeling, there's a smell, there's a taste, there is a vibe that I only get from Miami. There's a motivation that I only get from Miami. Not looking at, I call Atlanta fake wealth. I call Atlanta fake wealth because, and that's why I'm not impressed, because when you ride around Miami, you really seeing bitches that got it for real. You know what I'm saying? And I just missed that. So long story short, I was on my Instagram today, headed to the airport, and the property manager who was at the property when I moved in, she had moved on to another property for whatever reason, but we still keep in contact. She's actually my yacht broker as well. And when I was like, I can't believe I moved from Miami to Atlanta, she wrote in the comments, well, come on back. I'm back in the office. I said, let me get on here and look and see what these people got going on. Long story short, I just got an apartment in Miami. So I signed the paperwork today. So long story short, I will spend Monday through Thursdays in Atlanta. I will be taking the 10:50 red eye flight on Thursday nights home to Miami, where I will return to Atlanta on Monday mornings or Monday afternoons. I called my accountant this morning and I said, Spacita, can I do this? She was like, absolutely. It'll be your Miami office. You can write off the expenses associated with it or whatever. And then the beautiful thing is when it comes to the flights on average are just about 21,000 points. Um, as it stands right now, I have 222,000 points on my Amex. So that will qualify me for 9 flights right there. And then what I will continue to do is to just put all of my life on my American Express and pay my American Express off at the end of the month. And that way I can always fly home for free. So that is where I am at with it. I have not signed the lease yet, but filled out the application. I've been approved. The lease is in my mailbox. Not to mention, as I'm flying back and forth to Miami, I will be racking up additional miles so I can always fly free. Um, so the life I picture for myself is one of being on a constant vacation. You know what I'm saying? And it gives me an opportunity to really relish in what's great about both cities. My cleaning lady was here before I left. The house is super clean. And yes, I came back to Atlanta and I'm in my gigantic house that's cozy and made like a home, so on and so forth. And then on the weekends, I will go to Miami, and that'll be my little shucking and jiving spot, my little recharge spot. Where when I want to eat out and eat fancy, I can do that on the weekends. I'm probably gonna start cooking more during the week in Atlanta and just save my going out and save my dining out and save my getting my life for Miami. Now the dogs create a situation. Right now, my dog sitter charged me $350 to babysit the dogs over the weekend. The dogs cannot go because it is $150 per dog each way. That would be $600 every time I decided to fly. That's just not feasible. So I got to figure the dogs out. My friend Trina was like, oh, you just bring them over here. I'll watch them sometimes. That's gonna get old. I was like, Trina, I can't bring them dogs over. That's gonna get 2 weekends in a row of you watching them dogs, and you gonna be over it. But I also can't be giving somebody $350 every doggone weekend anyway. And honestly and truthfully, I know myself. I'm a lazy bitch. I don't see myself going home every weekend. At least 2 weekends out of the month, I will probably be down that way. And then the rest of the time, my friends can use the place as a crash pad. So, with that being said, now when it comes to the truck, the BMW is just about paid off. I am going to ship the BMW back to Miami because it only makes sense to drive a convertible in Miami. And as far as the truck that I'm going to get in Atlanta, now at this point, I don't give a damn what I get. Like, now at this point, I'll go get a goddamn Kia, I'll go get a Hyundai, I'll go get a Jeep, because the real flex is not having the second car. The real flex is having a second place to stay that's on the water. Okay. I don't even do this, but that's the real flex. Now at this point, honestly and truthfully, I was just telling my friends, all that shopping and shit that I was doing, I already see a world where I cut all that shopping and shit out, because what's the point? Like, again, the real flex is not the car. The real flex is not the designer items. The real flex is being able to live comfortably in two cities and do what you want. So that's what I got going on. That's what happened. And I think that that's the only way that I am going to be at peace mentally, is if I split my time between the two places. Now, the market in Miami is getting ready to do some funky stuff. Um, and so at least with me being there, that'll put me in position to buy, because I was going to wait and buy something at the top of the year. You know what I'm saying? But buying requires waiting. And because the expenses can be written off in total, there really is no incentive for me to wait, especially when I know exactly where I want to be right now. So, y'all are now looking at dual city Quentin. Um, for the nosy people out there, just because I tell y'all everything, uh, I was going to get a studio unit, but the studio unit, they didn't have any facing the side of the building that I used to face. They had one facing the pool. Why live in a building on the water if you have to live on the pool, or whatever the case may be? And so they had no other units facing the west view, which is what I had. So now I got a unit facing the east view, still on the water. I actually may even like this unit better because the sun rises on the east and sets on the west. The problem I had in my last unit is that I was never able to sit on my balcony because it was too hot, because that's the side that the sun was on. So even though I wanted my same view, because that's the view I was accustomed to, I went out on a limb and I'm doing something different by getting the east view. And guess what? I might even like it, seeing as though the sun will be on the other side of the building and I'll actually be able to sit out on the balcony and enjoy it. Somebody said, what about the show? I'm still doing the show. Um, let me see, what am I picking up in expenses? Uh, the apartment was $2,800, plus once they throw everything on it and I put um internet and all that stuff on it, I'm looking at about $3,500 a month or whatever to have a second place in Miami. So that's that on that, and I spend that eating out. So that ain't nothing. That's what's going on. And we finna have a good time. Me. I'm about to say, what about my boyfriend? What about my boyfriend? He's happy with the idea. He loves it. He absolutely loves. When I took him down to Miami a couple weeks ago, and he got his life, he was like, "Oh, absolutely." So no, we gonna have it all going on in two places, And no sauce boss, shut the hell up. Don't tell me to rush and do the show. I'll sit here for 45 minutes to talk about my ass hairs if I want to. This my shit. So that's what I got going on. Now, on to this show. Oh, baby, y'all ain't getting no damn show because I ain't even programmed these buttons. How about that? While you sitting over there talking that big shit, you ain't getting no damn show because I ain't programmed none of these buttons. Let me program these buttons real quick. Oh, Lord. Running late and whatnot. I hope y'all had a great weekend because I did. Let me program these buttons real quick. Okay, that's Democrats. Y'all just stick with me while I program these buttons. That's mortgages. And after mortgages, that's Zendaya. Then after Zendaya, that's the Olympics. Then after the Olympics, it's the translating in the bathroom. And then after that, it is Target. And then we got Keita. Okay, so buttons of transfer. Also, guys, tonight we got a very special guest. You guys know Keita Rose. She's a media personality, always popping that good knowledge on the internet. I first fell in love with Keita when she was doing videos in her car sometimes, in her scrubs. She was just talking. I remember the first time I came across her, I was like, who is this girl? And she talked like she got real good sense or whatever. Been following her ever since then. The whole tonight's conversation thing, she was over there and I jumped in and out of that, and that shit went to shit. And we finna get into all of that. And she's on the show tonight. She's our special guest. Before we get started, really quickly, somebody asked me, was my prostate still bleeding? Actually, over the weekend it was. It just stopped bleeding today. For everybody who knew I did a prostate thing, it just stopped bleeding today. And there was no pain associated with it. But yes, I was bleeding all over the weekend. I was bleeding. The bleeding actually got worse since I had the prostate biopsy. However, it did not hurt whatsoever. And then at one point, I did go to pee, and it like a whole clot of it came out or whatever, but I'm doing absolutely fine. And we are waiting on the results. I go back on the 24th. All right, let's get into the show.
Okay, the Dems didn't cave.
Really quickly, everybody, I woke up this morning, got on the airplane, and the first thing I saw was Reese Colbert and Don Lemon. They were eating and they were just talking, and Reese Colbert was going off about the fact that the Democrats caved. So I'm like, oh crap, what done happened? I start scrolling and I see that 8 Democrats caved, gave in, the government shutdown should be. So I was so upset about it in the airport. I was just like, I don't even want to read no more, whatever. I'm not even going to do the story. And then I saw this one video by this lady, and she explained things in a way that just made me think. And I want to hear what y'all got to think about it as well. Take a listen.
Okay, the Dems didn't cave. They didn't. This is actually some of the most brilliant politicking I've seen from them in a while. So a lot of people are saying, oh, why are the Democrats making this offer about the shutdown? Why are they caving? Because we all want the ACA credits extended permanently, right? I mean, I think the polls show 78% of Americans support that. But what the Democrats have done is said to the Republicans, here, we'll agree. Let's reopen the government. We're only saying, we're not saying you have to commit to extend them permanently. Extend them for 1 year. Let's extend them for 1 year. We can have more time to look at other options, and we reopen the government now. And that was brilliant. And here's why. Now, it takes away from the Republicans that the Democrats are the ones owning this shutdown, because the Democrats have made a very reasonable offer. Not saying extend them forever. Let's extend them for 1 year. But what does 1 year get us? First of all, it gets the government opening, and it gets people not having their insurance premium just skyrocket for the next year. And it kicks the can down the road to next year right before the midterms. And the Democrats waited until after Tuesday to show we've got the political clout to do this. So rather than saying, oh, all this work we've done and now the Democrats have caved with an offer to open the government, think about it from the other angle. This is brilliant. Now the Republicans are saying, no, no way, no way. Okay. So no way are you reopening the government by adding a line to the CR that 78% of Americans agree with. 78% of Americans can't agree on anything. And the polls are showing that it's about that number that agree that these credits should be extended. So I think it's a good thing. And I think it does two things. It gives a real solution. It kicks the big problem down the road a little bit, where the Democrats will be in an even stronger position in a year to get these done permanently. And it makes the Republicans have to own the shutdown. So I think it's good news. And I'm glad they're finally.
So I'm reading the comments, and a lot of you guys are saying she's absolutely wrong. She's wrong that they didn't even vote on the extension. Lord. The people was already hungry. She should have just let them stay hungry even longer then. Again, y'all, I was flying, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to dig in and out of all of this or whatever. What she said and was saying sounded good in theory, but what y'all are telling me is that we just got 8 bitches that caved. Oh, great. This country is completely going to hell in a whole handbasket. And I would just encourage y'all to figure out a way to get rich independently. That way you ain't got to be so pressed and worried. And so, whereas I thought that I was going to be relatively happy, I'm back in a sad place. This was before they caved. So with that being said, we're going to move on to another bullshit ass finance story. And it comes with Donald Trump now wanting to give y'all hoes 50-year mortgages. Take a listen.
This morning, new backlash as the Trump administration moves forward with a plan to introduce 50-year mortgages.
It looks to be like the president's looking for a quick fix to a market that is fundamentally broken right now.
Over the weekend, Trump sharing this image comparing the proposal to the 30-year mortgage policies championed by FDR nearly a century ago. The move could potentially kickstart the now stagnant real estate market. Homes are currently seeing the lowest turnover rate in 30 years, and the median age of first-time home buyers just hit an all-time high of 40 years old.
It's really difficult to see right now for younger borrowers how they are going to be able to afford a home.
A longer fixed-rate mortgage would lower monthly payments, but would also create a higher total cost because of all that interest over 5 decades. Take a $400,000 loan at 6% interest. Under a 30-year mortgage, the monthly payment would be just shy of $2,400. Under a 50-year loan, it drops to just over $2,100, a savings of nearly $300 a month. But over time, that savings is erased by a much larger interest bill, because while the total interest on a 30-year loan would be about $463,000, the interest on a 50-year loan would total more than $860,000. Many, including longtime allies of President Trump, are not on board with the idea. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene saying, quote, "It will ultimately reward the banks, mortgage lenders, and home builders, while people pay far more in interest over time and die before they ever pay off their home, in debt forever, in debt for life." And the White House has not yet...
Okay, so let's talk about something really quickly. First and foremost, from where I sit, this helps no one. From where I sit, the same place you gonna get 2398 from is the same place you gonna get 2105 from. Now, I don't have a problem if y'all telling me I'm out of touch because my money situation may be different. I'm just thinking back to a couple years. I'm just thinking back, a couple years ago when I was broke If I went down to the apartment complex and the people told me the apartment was 2,100, I would have said great. If the people told me the apartment was 2,300, I would have been like, okay, I could do that too. Like, so help me out here because it's already looking like a scam from the beginning. You want to, I was thinking that this bitch was going to get on here and say, on a 30-year mortgage, your mortgage is 2,300. On a 50-year mortgage, your mortgage is 1,460. Now, if you talking 1,460, baby, now we talking. How in the hell is you finna give me 20 extra years on my damn mortgage for a savings of almost $300? That is completely ridiculous. Second of all, the average home buying age right now is 40 because it's taking so long for people to even get into the market. Child, the bank ain't gonna never get that damn money because folks ain't living to 90 years old with all these vapes and cigarettes and high fructose corn syrup that's in the high C orange down to the McDonald's. And this is the second thing that I want to talk about because I just be wanting to correct people sometimes. People always want to talk about this is economics we're talking about. People always talk about how, you know, owning a home is great. What about the appreciation? What about the appreciation? So on and so forth. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Price right, position right, and leverage right. Owning a home is an awesome thing, but I'm gonna tell you what's even more awesome. If you are able to write that damn rent off and invest that money that you would have been putting into that damn money pit that you call a house in something that will yield a higher return than the average appreciation of a home. And here is why, Black people, and I want to correct us sometimes, folks love to be like, oh yeah, girl, I bought my house in 1990. I bought my house for 400,000. And it's paid off now, and now I could sell it for 900,000. Well, bitch, you paid $863,000 for it, okay? Because you paid $400,000 for the house, and you paid another $463,000 in interest. I am here to tell y'all, and I learned this very long time ago. A mortgage is not about the house, okay? A mortgage is not about the house. Banks don't give a damn about your house, your property. Banks don't give a damn about none of that. The mortgage was created as a product that banks could sell to make money. Okay? Then they packaged it and sold it to us as the American dream. The American dream. The American dream. You know what I'm saying? And for some, it can be. But all it is sometimes is the big ass susu board. You just dump money in it and cash out later and leverage to do something else. But again, how many of y'all knew that house that you bought for $400,000 at a 6% interest rate, when you paid it across some 30 years, you paid $863,000 for that house? So when the girls be like, I bought my house for 400 and I sold it for 900,000. Girl, did you really? Did you really? Now, somebody said you got to pay it off early. You do have to pay it off early. And listen, there will always be upsides and downsides to everything. But I just say all this to say this. Don't let this housing shit discourage you if you're young and you can't get in. And number two, don't let nobody trick you into feeling like you are less than because you don't own a home and that you don't have a mortgage on your own. There are multiple ways to skin a cat. There are multiple ways to skin a cat. And another smart investment strategy, take it or leave it. I'm not trying to give you investment advice, but another investment strategy, let's just say hypothetically, you and your husband, you and your girlfriend, you have to come to the table with, let's just say, 30, 40, $50,000, whatever it is that you got to put down on your house. You could write portions of those rents off against your income. So you're saving there. And then you could take that money and invest it in something that pays dividends much higher than that of a house. And already off rip, you in a better situation than somebody who's got a house, you know what I'm saying, that's got a mortgage or whatever. This is getting way too economic-y, but I just wanted to. And then too, somebody else got all the issues. Some shit break, you ain't got to take care of it. I'm not trying to talk people out of mortgaging a home. I'm just giving you the pros and the cons of all of it in different ways. Like Grant Cardone, while I don't necessarily trust him, he always says nobody should own a home, and that the only people who should own homes, they should be owned as income generating properties. Now, I think that that's very rich coming from him, being that he's in the real estate market. So you telling people don't own homes so they can come rent from you, that kind of hurts my ability to trust him. But there are a lot of advantages to renting if you are structured properly. And that is why you need to call Spicita Jackson at Tax Plus 365, because, you know, just look at me for an example, some of what you can do. This new house in Miami, I just have to float the money. I'm floating it. Let's just say, hypothetically, at the end of the year, my tax bill, because of my income, let's just say I would have owed the IRS $100,000. Now I get to take, I'm going to just use simple math. I'm going to just say $3,500 in expenses times 12. So of that $100,000 I would have had to give the government, I get to now deduct $42,000 off of it. And now I only got to get a ass 56. You see what I'm saying? And here is why it makes sense. If I was going to have to pay it anyway, I might as well pay it into something I can get some utility out of. The money was either going to go to the IRS or it was going to go to the landlord. And so that is how write-offs happen. The BMW is a business expense. The car is a business expense. And the goal is to not even pay 52. The goal is to get that shit down to 5 or 6, like I've been doing, or whatever the case may be. So anywho, that's that on that. That's just a little bit of investment strategy and economics and finance and all that other good stuff. Let's move on to some racism. We will not bow down to racism. We will not. Y'all remember that Queen Latifah and all of them when they did one of those? Y'all remember with the black men they had, You Should Know, Tevin Campbell and Gerald Levert. When I was a young boy, I had visions of fame. They were white. And then y'all remember the ladies did one. And they were like, we will not bow down to racism. We will not bow down to injustice. We will not bow down to. Y'all remember that? It was on something. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Right. That's where that came from. Anyway, they are on a press run for not insecure, utopia, euphoria. And God knows, I don't even know why they bringing this shit back, because these people is 35 years old playing high schoolers. And I don't give a good goddamn what Zendaya used on her face. I don't give a good goddamn what Sydney Sweeney used on her face and what type of soap they put in between their legs and in their butt. Neither one of them hoes look 17. Okay? Now, I ain't saying they look old. They look damn good. I don't know what the hell type of movie magic that they asked me to do on Euphoria season 3. But them hoes, honestly and truthfully, their hoe on the right look like Kate plus 8. Y'all cannot tell me she don't look like John and Kate plus 8 over there on the right. That lady look like she got 5 years, 2 kids, and a dog. Okay? And Zendaya, honey, you better turn to the left and pucker and let that light catch you on the right-hand side. Because, baby, if it catch you straight on, your ass is going to give a strong 20-something. Nevertheless, they bringing it back for the third season, the third and final season, because these hoes finna be 30 trying to play 17-year-olds, and ain't nobody believing it. I'm trying to, Quentin, do the story. The people say Zendaya don't want to stand next to Whitefish. Maybe she said Whitefish did that ad and that Zendaya is just not with it. They said on the press tour for season 3, one source explained it's a difficult position for Zendaya because if she stands next to Sydney on the red carpet, it can be read as her excusing Sydney's views on Trump and her refusal to apologize for the racist ad. The tension reportedly stems from Sweeney's involvement with American Eagle jeans, as critics. Things allegedly worsened when Sweeney doubled down on the ad in a recent GQ interview, saying, "When I have an issue, I want to speak about it. People will hear." So here's the thing. I met Zendaya once at the Essence Festival. I don't know Zendaya from a bag of rocks. All right. But Zendaya is much like Cardi B, and she's much like some of these other artists who are products of a label, products of a movie house, products of a network. And my spirit is telling me that this is not personal between Zendaya and Leah Sweeney. Whatever that girl, Sydney Sweeney. My spirit is telling me that this is not personal. My spirit is telling me, them people saying, she got too many contracts and beautiful things on the line, and we have to keep Zendaya's brand clean. We don't want any crossover, and not to mention, it also may be a play because it's kind of like quiet as it's kept. I honestly think Euphoria could have came out and would nobody had no issue with Zendaya standing next to that damn girl. Quiet as it's kept, we forgot all about that tired ass Jean ad. This also makes Zendaya look better because now she done brought this shit back to life, but she's signaling to the advertisers, look guys, I'm clean. You want family friendly? You want a big Disney movie? I'm clean. I'm not over there with her. You want to put me in the next Jumanji? I'm clean. You want to do a reboot of That's So Raven? I'm clean. There's no scandal with me. I don't hang with scandal people. You don't see me at scandal parties. You don't. That girl says she don't want that MAGA stuff on her doggone brand. She says she don't want that MAGA stuff on her brand, and by God, by no means necessary should she have it there. Now, speaking of somebody who don't want something on their brand, I'm thinking ready to bring Keita on this thing because we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about with our guest. Okay, we put that there. So a lot of y'all know Keita Roll. Keita, come back to the thing. Now, a lot of y'all know Keita from the internet. Y'all know her from tonight's conversation. And tonight she is coming on as a media personality as well as somebody who has some product. And Funky Bunch, y'all know we love running up registers over here. So sit back because I got as much time as Keita got, and we finna sit here and talk because God knows I got all the questions. I want all the tea. I want to know who's sleeping with who. I want to know how the money was bust down. I want to know all the things. And then after that, we can sell these books. No, I'm just joking, guys. We're going to get into a little bit of the drama. And of course, we're going to be here to support Keita in her business ventures. And without further ado, Keita Rose on the show. Keita girl, what's going on? Take me off of mute. There we go.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, love. What's going on, Keita?
How you doing? I'm good.
I am doing.
You ain't nothing.
Good. Oh, excuse me.
You ain't right.
Oh, baby, I'm so right.
That intro.
I am so right that I could never be wrong. Okay, so listen,
Okay.
Keita, I never. Funky Not Even Live has always been a safe space. And when people come on that normally have a little piece of drama, I always tell them, child, we ain't even gonna talk about that. We just gonna talk about whatever you coming on here to sell. You the first person, I ain't doing that. Bitch, what happened over there?
What you mean?
What happened over there? What happened over there, Keita?
What I did was concoct a 17-part series with a final with the final episode that dropped sometime 6 or 7 months ago that you can still go and stream on my YouTube.
And you know what? And we will go over there and go and stream it. But what you not
Go
finna
look
do,
at it.
you not finna media train and weasel your way out this question, bitch, okay?
What do you mean?
So just high level, Keita. How the whole damn thing just fell apart. Like, let me start with this. You were my favorite. Trip was my favorite. I liked you.
Yep.
I liked Trip. I liked the dark-skinned girl, the mature lady. What's her name? Kitty. I liked her or whatever. And then everybody else, you know, they were just cool. I loved what y'all were doing over there. Everybody who knows me knows I'm anti-relationship podcast. I just hate them. I hate them with a passion.
Why is that?
Because I think because there are no barriers to entry in the social media podcasting space, that everybody and their mama has just picked up a microphone and just like, I'm in a relationship podcast, and majority of them are not qualified to speak on it. That's issue number one. Issue number two is I also don't think relationships are that complicated, whereas that they require seminars and trainings and this and that and that. I just don't think it's that complicated. I really do think, hey girl, you like me? Circle yes or no. You know what I'm saying? And if you do,
and if it's a little deeper than that, but I do understand you. I understand you. I understand what you're saying.
And if we respect one another, it just ain't got to be all of this that I need to go to a damn seminar to figure out how to love my damn man, love my damn woman. However, I recognize that there is a market for everything. And baby, y'all had the people out there. And I will say this, y'all was talking some good shit. I said all of that to say, y'all were the only ones that I would look at and listen to. And I just hate that it went down the way that it went down.
Well, you know, it's still going on. I'm just not on it.
Well,
It didn't.
since the people that I like or have left, it don't catch my eye the way it used to.
It don't do it for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it really don't. If I'm being honest, and that's no shade, it just does not catch my eye. But anyway, I want to get to some of your business. How much money y'all was making doing that? Was y'all making good money?
I don't know
I know
how.
a lot of people on stage. What was your fee from that?
Yeah, so it's a lot of people on stage, but it would be thousands and thousands of people in the audience. And so I don't know. When I started, the tickets were $75. When I left, the tickets were up to $600. So
and what you was getting?
I was getting a good amount.
It was cute.
I was getting 6 figures.
It was cute.
It was really cute.
Okay.
It was until it wasn't.
Okay.
It was cute until it wasn't.
And everybody.
And then when shit got ugly, so did I.
Everybody was up there getting the cute check. I was proud of y'all in that regard. I was like, look at these black folks that came together, filling up arenas and
convention centers
with clearly all of these majority black women. I'm assuming most of you guys' fan base was black women who
95%
who wanted to hear what y'all had going on. I was just really impressed by the whole thing. I hate that it crumbled, but sometimes that's just the way things are, and sometimes it's better for you on the other end.
You know, you reached out to me though and was like, "Hey, listen." Remember? So in what you tell me,
I wasn't gonna bring it up. I reached out to her. The minute
you reached out to me.
I reached out to her and I said something along the lines of, Keita, you know, don't crash out on the internet. I've been doing this long enough to know that you are going to potentially regret this when you look back on it. And I was talking, you know, basically from all that shit I went through with y'all know who or whatever the case may be. And it's like, after your emotions settle and years go by and the shit don't mean nothing to you no more, at least I know for me, I'm embarrassed that I was even enthralled in that damn shit. And I was just trying to prevent that from you. That's why I was like, and then I was, you know, I was thinking, Keita, other people are looking at this and you don't want to create a situation where people don't want to potentially work with you because when things don't go your way, they're going to be scared you're going to get on the internet and crash out. That was my angle.
And see, I can understand that. But I can understand that. And when you did write me, I know it was genuine and I know it came from a really genuine place. But let me just tell you this. I thought about it long and hard. I weighed my options and I understood what could come from the future. But I say this, I've always been transparent with my audience and my people. And so when I'm gone for 2-3 months, because I'm healing after being financially, mentally, all the abuses, right? Except physically, because I can't say that a Negro won't jump crazy over here. Right. Let's just say that. But after dealing with so much, I'm like, I need to be honest and I need to express what's going on. Now, of course, you try to do it in a humorous way, but it really was deeper than I would ever expect a podcast to be. Just when money when money happens, you know, in the beginning, it's fun. You're giving your perspective, you're giving your experience, and although you may not have certain accolades that people may want you to have, you've lived life and you have experiences, and you can say, you know, this is what I would do, or this is what I've went through, right? And so people they really did respect that. However, when millions get involved, when things are exposed, when people's past come out and you didn't even know who you were really dealing with for real, things change. And you know, you really gotta like, yeah, of course, get your emotions intact, but I think this is the year, I'm sorry, 2025 is the year of transparency. I'm not saying go expose everybody. I've never exposed before, but listen, you play with my money, you play with my safety, you play with my child, now you're playing with my top. And we just can't have that. We need to be transparent and we need to talk about what's going on. To one, let me express myself. And two, to prevent this from happening to somebody else. You can't say nobody didn't warn you. You can't say you didn't go into anything blind. Because a lot of the times when dealing with relationships and friendships and business, I'm sure you've experienced this as well. You go in things blind, and then when you really find out who somebody is, or you really find out that, you know, the people you were loyal to aren't loyal to you, yeah. Your whole outlook changes. You got to talk about it.
It's funny because I know that I know that like with what I went through with TGIF over at Fox Soul and what you went through with your people, I know they're different situations, but the sentiment and the feelings associated with both of those situations oftentimes can be the same. I know I reached a point, especially I'm at an age now, and I can feel this from your energy. I just don't let people play with me anymore. So I get you in that regard. And I wish that I would have been this man much sooner, because I have always carried as a badge of honor, that I'm diplomatic and I'm going to always try to bring resolution. And I don't know if this is conditioning or just the way I was raised throughout school. I am the person who would always bite the bullet and apologize, even if I was not wrong, for the sake of just smoothing things over. And at 42 years old, what I learned is that I was dishonoring myself every time I bit the bullet just to keep the damn peace. And so now I'm at a point in my life where I'm sorry, if this makes me the villain in your story, I'm just going to have to be
unfortunate.
That. But I just can't be played with these days. I just can't be.
And I'll tell you this, what I've learned, because I've done a lot of reflection, right? I definitely understand how losing anything or transitioning anytime will change, can have a large effect on your mental health. And I really, really do. I preach this, I talk about this, caring about your mental health. But you have to understand, there's so many former people pleasers in this world that really took what you said, to heart, because that's a real gem. Every time you try to keep the peace, every time you swallow some stuff, every time you say, okay, well, maybe I'm messed up. Maybe it was me. Mm-hmm. Maybe I need to do some reflection. Maybe y'all are not weird. Maybe I'm just tripping, right? And I didn't step up and I didn't confront. Now, you don't have to be over emotional, right? Overly emotional. You don't have to be violent. You don't have to go crazy with it, but you do got to step up at some point in your life and say, I know what you're doing. I can't be gaslit, and we just can't play these type of games no more. And sometimes you are just fed up. You don't know what everybody is going through, right? People online, they get online and they want to pretend that they got this and that and do all the image stuff. I love it. I love it for you. But I always been a real person. I'm always be me. I always come how I come, right? And you just you can't play with me like that, especially when it comes to the depths of what it came to. It's like, I guess that's what happens again when millions are involved, when money is involved. People change. You see people, the masks comes off. That's why when it comes to like relationships specifically, so many people will say things like, well, you knew what you were getting into. No, baby, sometimes that mask, if you knew better, you would do better. If you knew better, you would do better. Sometimes you need that humbling experience, for real.
Let me ask you this, because I know this was a feeling that I had when I walked away from Fox Soul. I walked away feeling like, damn, we really had something good that could have been really great. Did you walk away with that same feeling?
I was so disappointed. I really was, because if it ain't broke, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't,
and it's like the shit didn't have to be. The dumb shit just didn't have to be.
But when you got ego, when you got greed, when you got abuse of power, it's a whole. I mean, we really could get into the psychology of things, but it goes a lot deeper, and you realize that maybe you ran your course there. You wish everybody the best. I said what I had to say, right? A lot of people ask me, do I hold negative feelings? I said when I expressed myself and the world saw it,
I was done.
I expressed myself so that I could let it go. I'm not going to be held by the past. I'm not going to be held by negative emotions, thoughts, and people that mean me no good. Just go about your day. I wish you well. But yes, it could have been. It
It's
still
still,
might be,
yeah.
but it hurts when we can't lift each other up.
Mm-hmm.
We need to. I'm not one of these people that say, because I know a lot of people will say, oh, black people, that's why we can't ever, because black people. If you knew other races, right? I'm a veteran. So
Right.
I had to be, I had to live with just
Right.
everybody 30 days in a field sometimes, right? I've seen a lot of races. I've seen a lot of human behavior.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes when people come together, they just can't do
They
right.
just can't
Like
do
life
it.
can't get right. It's like, damn, it's really upsetting, but it is what it is.
So talk to me a
You
little
know?
bit about what have you moved into since leaving tonight's conversation? Because for me, and I'm asking from this perspective, I walked away from that and I said, you know what? Well, I'm gonna build all this and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
do my thing. And the return on the investment has been super awesome. So what did you pivot into?
Mhm.
What is your plan to pivot into since you departed from tonight's conversation?
Well, I think sometimes, yeah, you do got to be pushed to like, okay, you got to do things on your own
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. You just got to build it up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started to work on the Podacity, right, which is my solo podcast right now, where we talk all things, social media, culture, how we feel, mental health, different things like that. I love my group over there. I started hosting trips, so we're going to Thailand. Me and some girls, some
Nice.
some of
Good for
my
you.
Instagram girlies
Good
are
for you.
going to Thailand because I said I want to travel. I realized that I poured so much. You ever just pour so much into somebody else's stuff
Stuff.
that you neglect yourself over here?
Mm-hmm.
And so I started to travel, right? I started to I'm working on this project right now called Put It on the Table. And this is going to be like a joint project, but I drop it next year when I drop it. We did the pilot and I'm very pleased.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just really, I feel like my creativity is coming back.
I
When you
love it.
go through hard times and you don't have you're not creative anymore. You feel like your creativity is gone. You
Mm-hmm.
feel like, what's the next step? What's the chapter? Of course, every time you transition, it's hard,
It's hard.
right? It's something new. And a lot of people are like afraid of the unknown, but you got to know, you got to invest in yourself. And that's the reason why I think the return on investment is so good because it's always going to be when you invest in
It,
yourself.
it
Always,
is.
always
So
pour into
I'm
yourself.
going to say this and we're going to get into the product. Not everybody can carry a hour-long podcast or show by themselves. You are
Yeah.
one of those people who can. All right. And I know a lot of people,
Yeah.
there are people out there who need to be a part of an ensemble. And then there are people like you and me who can be engaging enough on their own. I want you to know that from somebody who does the same thing. And you know what? Pour into your own shit, build up your own shit, be your own boss. That way, the only crazy MFer you got to deal with is the one that's in your head. And
I got a couple of them.
you got a
I
couple
got
of
a
them up
couple
there.
of them.
But with that
A
being
couple
said,
employees up in here.
you sent me some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful journals. The first thing that I want, and this is my fault, because Michelle B did give it to me, but I didn't write it because I was rushing. What is the website to these journals?
Okay, it's Kita Said It. KITASAIDIT.com. Kita Said It. I'm always yapping.
KitaSaidIt.com. Beautiful. Here we go, people. Bam. Now, Kita, talk to me, baby, because you don't send me some beautiful, 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 beautiful journals. And I got a feeling with some of these beautiful pages, I could really cuss a few mother effers out and get it out in a safe space that ain't gonna cost the
And
FCC
then rip
to
it out
shut
and
me
burn
down.
it. It's all about reflection, baby. It's all about reflecting. Sometimes I don't know if you I know a lot of people are coming out, talking about they have like ADHD, and a lot of people are really like engulfed in their mental health now and really like trying to care about themselves. And so I started really journaling like every single day, all of my thoughts, everything, all my projects, everything that I really wanted to see for my future. I started to just doodle it down, right? Write it down, write it down. And I saw that I was really able to organize my thoughts. And once you're able to organize your thoughts, the plan hits, the steps are a go, you know what I'm saying? And you get it together. So that's why, and then that's my balance in my bullshit plurnal. Ask me what a plurnal is.
Oh Lord, I'm scared to ask, but what is a plurnal?
Thank you for asking.
Uh-huh.
It's a planner journal. It has a planner
Okay.
and a journal for the girlies that don't know what's going on and don't know what day it is. Listen, I heard you talk about the state of the world a little bit earlier in the economy, and I'm like, it is depressing. It is, honestly. And we really gotta like order our steps, order what's going on for today, live in the present, live in the now, baby. Don't worry about the future, don't worry about the past. Live in the damn now. So that's
I
my balance in my bullshit plurnal. I'm a Libra, so I like to balancing it all out.
I want to tell all you guys watching, y'all know a lot of times I always talk to y'all about, how I play up here in the spiritual world and spiritual this and spiritual that. I'm going to share something to you. I don't understand the science behind it and I don't understand the magic behind it. But when you write stuff down, the shit
I'm
just
telling you.
happens. I promise y'all, it just magically happens. My friend Katrina Hughes always says to me, Q, whatever you say you gonna do, it just always happens. And she asked me, could I tell God to send her a man and some other things? Because he was like, your prayers always get answered. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't even write my stuff down on something beautiful and organized like this.
Oh,
I
thank you.
write my stuff down on the back of old pieces of mail. I just do.
Don't do that.
No, but let me tell you why. It was a habit that I picked up from watching my mom as a kid. When somebody called and I take the number, she'd be like, "Hold on, hand me that envelope," and she would write on the back. And the fun thing about it for me is I get to go through my house when I'm cleaning up and I find random envelopes all over the place and I turn them over on the back. And it'd be like, wow, you accomplished all of these things and you did all of these things. And somebody like me, it would be even better if I had it all organized in one place
Period.
and I could track
Write
my
it down.
progress and not have to play Easter egg hunts with envelopes or whatever. But guys,
Come on.
for those of you who are on the fence about journaling, and for those of you guys who are like, I don't want to write all my business in the journal. My man gonna find it and all that. Well, you ain't got the journal like that. You know what I'm saying? You can use it for whatever you want it to be. It can be a manifestation journal. You can just write about things that you can
Absolutely.
journal anything you want. But I'm
Absolutely.
here to tell you, when you write stuff down, it magically happens. I
You
always
do.
said
They don't gotta believe it.
I
They don't
always
have to believe it. But it does work. It
it
does. Get it
does.
out your head, get it on some paper.
It
But that's old school too. A lot of people like to do the notes
yeah,
app, and I need to write it
yeah.
down. I need
I
to
do
write it
too.
down. I have a million pens. I love stationery. That's just my thing. I just love it. I love writing things down. I love planning it out. And I love doing a to-do list so I
Mhm.
can what I say I'm gonna do for
Yes.
myself. I do it. I keep the promises to myself. So
And I
that's
like
I
it
don't know. That's just something I'm into.
I like it on paper. Now don't get me wrong, if I got to run to Target or Walmart, I'll put milk,
Mm,
carpet cleaner, whatever. I'll write that in the phone. But like real life, I love
yeah.
writing it down and scratching it out. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
Once I'm done. So y'all, you've got to check out the journals, and this Plurno, guys, is absolutely
Thank you
amazing. And
for calling it by its name. Yes.
it's the same thing with the dates. I love being able to look at my calendar. Somebody say, "Oh, bitch, we going to Mexico on the 13th. Can you go?" And that dog it, I can't go. I love looking at it. I have to be able to see. Oh, where my camera went. My camera went out. Let me.
Oh, where you go?
One of my cameras overheated. I'm just gonna change to camera 2. That's all. Hold on.
Well, write that down. Fix that
Right, that part.
that part.
That shit, all of it don't went away. Hold on now. Hold on. Oh shit, both of them
Uh-oh.
don't went off. Hold on. See, this what happened. The devil got in my house. They both don't overheat. Let's see. We back.
Don't call that though. Don't say that. Don't speak that out.
Hold on. Here I come.
Words have power.
Cam 2 is back up and running. Oh no, you know what it is? My camera guy had it set on
What?
he has it set on an hour hour and 15 minutes runtime, and that's what it was. So Keita, Eva, before we get up out of here, let these people know anything in closing that you would about these journals that we have not spoken about. Let them know
I feel
how they can get them.
okay.
And then anything else that you would want to say in closing.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you for this opportunity. I love speaking with you. I love your channel. I love everything you
Thank you.
do. I feel like we really, thank you for showcasing my products. I feel like we really got it all down. Y'all, if y'all need to balance y'all bullshit, I'm a Libra. It has to be balanced, baby. So that's my planner journal. And I also have a growing through it journal because I feel like all of us are just trying to grow through this craziness, this ghetto mess we call Earth. And if you want it, go to kitasaidit.com and that's it. That's all I got.
Keita,
That's all I
let the
got.
people know where they can find you and your content across all social media platforms. Keita Rose.
Every social media, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Keita Rose _. All social medias, you can catch me there talking my stuff, saying what I say every day, and keeping it a buck. That's all we do over here.
And listen, for those of you guys who are not familiar with Keita and this is your first exposure, I really would encourage you just crawl up in the bed, get on her Instagram page, and just
Rub your
listen
feet together.
and just scroll through some of her stuff. She has really good. If you're one of those people that like it direct, straight, no chaser, it's the ones when she's sitting in the car for me. That's how I first found her. I love her videos when she's sitting in the car and I can tell maybe something just happened and she needed to address it or whatever. But
I just
Keita
need to get it
makes
out.
really cool, relatable content that's very commonsensical. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, if you enjoy my commentary and my style, you will like Keita as well, because there is a kind of similar vein between her and I when it comes to keeping it real. So with that being said, Keita
Absolutely.
Rose, everybody, y'all please go to
Thank you.
kitasaidit.com and check out the journals, Just Growing Through It, okay? And the Plurnal, which is balancing the bullshit. Now, this the one all y'all need to get, because, baby, we got bills and due dates, and I got baby daddy number 1 on Monday and boyfriend number 2 on Wednesday, and I got to keep all that balanced because
Keep
it's
it
my
all balanced,
bullshit.
baby. Just balance it out.
I love it. I love it. I love
Just
it.
balance it out.
Keita, thank you so much, and you and I will talk a little later.
Thank you.
All righty. You have a good
Okay.
night.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Oh, my God, y'all. I've been dying to talk to Keita for the longest while. I had been wanting to get her on the show or whatever for us to talk. I had to finish letting her do her thing with clearing up her previous situation or whatever. So for some of you guys who were not familiar with Keita, she was on a podcast called Tonight's Conversation. I know y'all have seen it. It's the big panel with all the women in the back, and people come up to the mic and ask questions, and they all answer. Iyanla Van Zant's been on the show. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant's been on the show. They had a whole bunch of different people, and there was a huge falling out that happened between Keita and a few other people, and that was why we were having the conversation that we were having about the mess or whatever the case may be. But I love Keita, and Keita is definitely somebody that I would be interested in being truly friends with outside of a business relationship. Some of y'all in the chat just some miserable bitches, but that's all right. Y'all said we need moderators. We don't need them. We just gonna keep letting them be miserable. Let's explain something. This why y'all be hating me. Like, girl, I can't even get mad with y'all in these comments no more, bitch. I got 2 places to stay, bitch. Bitch, I got 2 places. Girl, I can't even let nobody who ain't got. I can't. Some of y'all barely holding on to 1 place. I can't let no bitch that ain't got 2 places to stay upset my makeup and disturb my tears. It's like, girl, tonight's the night. Y'all can say it. Tonight is the night I give y'all permission to talk real reckless and crazy. Girl, I got 2 places to stay. Girl, what the people saying? What the people had said? Wait, I can't hear you. The waves crashing outside my second place. Let me close my sliding door. Let me close. Cause I can hear the manatees and the dolphins and the red snappers jumping up in the water outside my second place. Let me close the door. I can't hear you. Hold your line. Like, girl, come on. Life is too good to be miserable. Like them hoes gonna be real mad when I don't get no bullshit ass car. I get another old nasty car to go with my second place. And nah, I ain't gonna do that. We gonna be fiscally responsible around here if we don't want to get no more eviction notices on the door. But that's right. And moving forward, I'm retiring who ain't got no pieces, and I'm replacing it with who ain't got no places. Okay, let me tell y'all something. And y'all can call me what y'all want. I thought I wanted to go down the fashion route. Bitch, I'm finna be dressed like a ragamuffin, okay? I'm finna be dressed like a ragamuffin. I don't give a damn. I'm doing very good for a young black boy from Care City who is the hope and the dream of the slave. I don't want no bitch telling me nothing about what I got, what I'm wearing, because bitch, I got two places, okay? I got two places. Bitch, you think I care about some clothes? Girl, y'all finna get these A-Lo. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all finna get these A-Lo sweatsuits. Remember, I had told y'all I left Zara and I was going over to the Diesel because it was more high-end. Baby, I'm finna two-piece Zara y'all down to the ground, bitch, because I got what? Two places. Who need pieces when you got places, okay? Let me tell you something. When y'all see me in Atlanta pulling up in a Hyundai truck, when y'all see me pulling up in a used Ford Expedition, don't be saying fuck it, I ain't even done fell off. When y'all see me driving around Atlanta in a used Nissan Cube, and I get out with some flip-flops and some Zara on, don't be going around saying fuck it, I even fell off, because he ain't got on no pieces, because he got two places, okay? Yes, God, honey. Yes, God, honey. Where I stay is my flex, and neither one of my houses is raggedy, bitch, okay? I got a nasty house in the water, and I got a nasty one on some acreage here in Atlanta. But with that being said, I can't do everything. So, bitch, I'm finna stay my ass out of Gucci. I'm finna stay my ass out of all them designer stores in Lenox Mall. Cause I can't go there. I ain't going to none of them damn stores because I got two places. Okay? Nah. And don't pay no taxes, bitch. Call me Donald Trump. Moving right along. This gonna ruffle y'all feathers just a little bit. So the story that I meant to do, let me program a button really quickly. The story that I meant to do was, here, let me just put it here. Let me program that button. No. Let me program. Oh, damn. Okay. Let me see. I lost the story. Anyway, it was going to be a great segue into this story. Here, I can still do it because I think it's important. It's an important story. This has to do with the Olympics and new policies that they're about to take on surrounding trans athletes participating in female sports. It's an important story and it's a great setup and segue from my next story. So the International Olympic Committee has taken another step. The International Olympic Committee has taken another step towards adopting a policy that could prevent transgender women from competing in women's events across all Olympic sports. According to BBC Sports, the IOC's medical policy and leadership presented a framework recommending an universal rule rather than leaving eligibility decisions to individual sports. The official vote has not taken place yet, but sources involved in the process said the committee is moving closer to this change. So, for those of you guys on the short bus, the way it stands right now is kind of like, think of it federal government and state. Whatever the Fed says, everybody has to follow. If the Fed doesn't say it, the states can make individual rules. As it stands right now, rules concerning if trans woman athletes can compete in female sports is left up to the states, left up to the individual sport. And now they want to just make it federal and just make it that no one trans should play in female sports. And so, this is going to be hard for some trans people to hear. But it's my position, and I don't want to offend, and I don't want to hurt, but we're going to have this conversation, and we're going to have it in the most respectful and adult way that we possibly can. I have always said over the years that all of this trans stuff is new in terms of us dealing with it, in terms of it being in the forefront, in terms of having conversations surrounding their participation in bathrooms and all of these things. Trans people are not new, but living from not in the shadows, that is relatively new. And it is a lot for everyone to process. Respectfully, we still have not figured it out all yet. And you guys oftentimes hear me say, in this life, you can't have everything. You can't. And unfortunately, and I'm going to use the word curse or burden, because in this life, we all have a cross to bear. Not being able to participate in female sports may simply just be one of those things trans women just can't have. Not saying never. It may not be now. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people say, well, why not just create a trans category, right? First off, let me address that. There's not enough trans people. That's number one. And see, that's the other thing that I hate about this conversation sometimes, because we have these issues or these conversations around the big, bad, scary trans person. And I can assure you, majority of y'all go through y'all lives every day and don't even come in contact with a trans person. All this fear mongering. Oh, if my daughter's in high school and there's a trans girl on the volleyball team, she's gonna spike the ball hard and hurt my daughter. Honestly and truthfully, the likelihood of a trans person being on the same volleyball team with your damn daughter is slim to none. It ain't enough of them. Okay? Now, here is where it's going to get a little sticky. Here is where some may agree that I'm not qualified to speak on this, and maybe I shouldn't speak on this. But here is just an observation that I'm making. This is the one time I freely give the internet full permission to make as many think pieces that you want about what I'm going to say. And perhaps you'll just have to educate me differently if I'm not properly educated. I'm not setting out to offend. I'm not setting out to be rude. I'm not setting out to diminish, discredit, or take away somebody else's dignity. But from where I sit as a gay man making an observation, it looks and feels like in order for trans women to feel whole, for them to feel whole, that they need to be all up and through the women's things. I don't want a trans league. I don't want a trans bathroom. I don't want a trans dressing room. I'm a woman. And in order for me to feel like a woman, I want to go in the same dressing room as these women over here. And I want to go because that's what I need in order to feel whole. The only thing that I think is bothering a lot of people with that way of thinking is, while I understand y'all over here feel like women, y'all over here were born in the wrong body, y'all over here, while y'all got all that going on, and I sympathize with you for wanting to feel like a woman, but we over here, we don't feel like y'all women, not like us, and we don't want y'all over here. I'm sorry. I really think that's where a lot of the disconnect is coming from. I feel bad that you feel like you was born in the wrong body. But the fact still remains is you have a penis and you are a man, and I know you want to feel like a woman, but you're going to need to go find a way to feel like a woman somewhere else that doesn't impact me. And I'm speaking as women if I can. I think that that's a lot of people's attitude. I don't give a damn that you feel like a woman. From where I sit, you as a man, and you can't come over here in our space. I think that is what's going on. It's honest, it's fair. I'm not trying to be rude. And again, this stuff is new. We got to find where the medium is, because I don't want trans people to go their entire lives not feeling whole and not feeling complete. But on the flip side of things, if we keeping it a buck and if we're being honest, you don't just get to come over here and infringe on what we got going on over here because you need to feel like a woman. You didn't even ask us. You didn't even ask us if we were okay with this, because for so long we had this sisterhood over here of just titties and vaginas, and we like it that way. We like it that way. Y'all cool and all, but why is it that in order for you to feel complete, I have to feel like something's being taken away from me? Why is it that in order for you to feel whole, for you to feel like a woman, I now have to feel uncomfortable as a woman? And I'm not saying that's everybody's position, but then now it brings me to this next story. And what I just said is going to make sense, because this is going to make me get this girl together. Take a look.
Hormones this year in February, and I actually relinquished that information to her about, name change, and it says female on my ID and hormones, and I mean, I'm registered as a female with the gym.
And so, look, from her perspective, I'm just wondering if you see her perspective. She's saying that she's looking at you, say, in a towel, and you still have male genitalia. And, you may be transitioning, but could you understand her being uncomfortable?
Well, I certainly do not understand it, but I do get the notion of the fear-mongering that she's perpetuating. The truth in the moment is far from what she is purporting it to be. Literally every time that she's done that, I've had women in the locker room comforting me because of how aggressive she was towards me. I feel like this had to happen in order for people to learn about about trans. It's like it's a thing. We're here. We're going anywhere. We've been here for thousands of years. There's like 10 species of animals on Earth that do this too. Just by the way, everybody. And
right, y'all seen it, so let's get into it.
That's my
Back with
sister
the
Dianca
update,
Glam. She gives her little breakdown. It differs from mine. So here's what I'm gonna say. All right. This is the part where I'm gonna get in trouble. And this is the part where some of the trans people finna get mad at me. And this is the part where y'all can make all the think pieces that y'all want to make. You still a whole nigga. Okay? You still a whole man. And y'all can miss me with the I'm being disrespectful by misgendering him. You are a man. You are a man. You are a man. Now, I ain't never been trans before, but I listened to the community, and the general rule of thumb was if you couldn't be clocked and if you were passable, then you went to the ladies' bathroom. That was the unspoken rule. That was the unspoken rule. If you could not get clocked and you were passable, you went to the ladies' bathroom, and it never really was a problem because hell, ain't nobody know what the hell you was. Now, we got to set some ground rules. Okay? We have to set some ground rules. You cannot look like me talking about I just started hormones last week, okay? And then walk up in the women's dressing room talking about I'm trans. In what world is that going to go over? And I want to tell you, I want to back away from the trans piece right here. And I want to tell y'all something. Before this person even began transitioning, I could already tell you they were a smug ass white man who's used to having the privilege. This reeks of privileged white man. It reeks. It reeks of privileged white man. Then, and Dianca agreed. Dianca agreed. She was like, sis, I'm on your side, but at all times, you got to keep it ladylike. Like, why was you not tucked while you was in that gym? The lady is saying she can see the penis through the doggone towel. You can't do that. I ain't never been trans and I ain't never been no lady. But I'm here to tell you, you cannot scroll up in these women's bathrooms talking about got your hair done and your makeup, talking about I'm trans with this attitude of, well, they know I'm trans and they know I got a penis. They just gonna have to get into it. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't. Now, if you gonna go in there and you gonna give Butch like all of that, why not do yourself a favor and keep down confusion by going into a stall? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? But my trans people, we gonna have to have some rules about and what I hate about it, because if I am being perfectly honest, guys, if I'm being honest, I don't think that this is a real trans person. If I'm being perfectly honest, I don't think this is a real trans person. I think that this is a political plant. I think this could potentially be, a bored ass white guy that doesn't agree with the trans movement and is trying to make a statement or whatever and is trying to purposely. I can promise you guys, I know quite a few trans people, okay? And all of the trans people that I know, they are not antagonistic and they are not agents of chaos. All of the trans people I know, They want to go in there and use they want to be left alone. They just want to go tipping. They want to fly under the radar. Okay? Most trans people I know are not trying to start confusion and mess and shove anything. You look like a smug ass white boy. And only somebody who has never, because see, white people are the only people that go around creating oppression where there isn't any, because they never experienced any real oppression. Because I'm going to be very clear with you. I'm going to be very clear with you. I do not believe there is a world on earth where a black trans girl or a Latin trans girl would have walked into a bathroom and did what he did. Black people, we know how it feels to be the outlier. We know how it feels to be the only. We know how it feels to be uncomfortable in public spaces. We be trying to fly under the radar in situations like this. Not this one. This one trying to go on a damn press run about it, and you mess it up for everybody, because what ends up happening is this is the type of things that MAGA audience gets a hold of and they run to. You are the living manifestation of all of the fear mongering. Men coming in the bathroom. What are we going to explain to the children? What if my daughter was in there? I am sorry. I understand trans women have dicks, okay? But society is not there yet. Put that shit up, tie it up. Can you tie it in a knot? Can you tie it in a bow? Can you throw it over your shoulder like a continental soldier? Do your cock hang low? Like Dianca said, sis, you got to tuck that thing. You cannot walk into no women's bathroom with no dick and no towel and no titties at the top talking about you just transitioned, and just because you went down to the driver's license place and put female on your thing that it's okay. Like the litmus test for what would make women more comfortable in with trans people, that we gotta. Now, this is Dianca. I may be wrong. But let's just say hypothetically, y'all was down to the Disney World, washing y'all hands with y'all daughter, okay? And Dianca walked in, went in the stall, used the bathroom, came out, washed her hands, and went on about her business. Would you have a problem with that? Put yes if you would have a problem with Dianca. Put no if you would not have a problem with it. I'm not a woman. I can't speak for y'all, but I would like to think if somebody came in, given what Dianca was given, didn't speak to nobody, went in there and used the bathroom, went in there and washed her hands, and walked the hell out the bathroom, I don't think most women would be bothered with that. If you would be bothered, put yes. If you would not be bothered, put no. And that. So we got one yes so far. A lot of people saying no. I think overwhelmingly people are saying no. So, you know, whitefish, Jim Fish, you got to start. So just let's do this. The same way we plan funerals, we got to come up with some criteria, okay? And I already know the angry trans activists of the world are going to have a field day with the stuff that's coming out of my mouth. And let me preface by saying the reason why I'm having this conversation out loud, as much as some people may find some of my rhetoric ignorant, is because I am ignorant to a lot of trans issues, and I'm not a trans person, and I'm not ashamed to say I'm ignorant about it. I want you to educate me, not come at me, all right? But does it make me a bad person for listing a base level criteria that you need to look like a damn woman before you go in the people's bathroom. Now, if that makes me anti-trans, if that makes me not an advocate, I apologize. That's not what I'm trying to do. But in this moment, you look more like you need to be going over there with me and not over there with her. And so, I mean, can we just make the rules that until you look like her, you need to go to the bathroom that you look like you present for? Because I don't give a damn what you trying to sell, Mr. White Boy. You changed your license. You just started taking hormones a few months ago. You still giving man. And on top of that, this is my last thing, and I'm gonna move on. This person is fully aware. This person is fully aware of what they're doing, the buttons that they're pressing, and the envelopes that they're pushing. He's fully aware of it. He's fully aware of what he's doing. And that's only something a white man can do, because they at the top of the food chain in terms of oppression. They don't know what it's like to be oppressed. I'm going to take it a step further and move on. A trans woman, I think, is more self-aware about the way they look than regular women. Okay? I think a trans woman, because again, they want to look like a woman. You know you look like a whole white nigga. You know you look like a whole white nigga. Like, okay, I just came up with another rule. If you gonna say you a trans woman, you gonna need to go through a couple years of being a femboy first. Because you not even giving feminine boy. Like, you are one of the laziest, low effort trans people I have ever seen. Like, you're not even giving feminine boy. Like, I try harder when I'm in my funky Dineva garb. I give more fish. I give more fish when I'm in my funky Dineva garb. You not even giving fem boy. You ain't even got your lesbian, can I speak to the manager haircut? Like, baby, you was supposed to have that shit shaved on the side like Susie Orman with some damn curls to the top. Where's your earrings? Like, you not even giving fem boy, and then you just want to jump right on over the trans. And again, I know I'm not qualified, but we finna make these rules up in here today, bitch. We finna make some rules up in this thing today, bitch. You need to practice looking like a fem boy first before you try to go up in the people's bathroom. Okay, bitch, I'm talking about wigs with hair down your bite, rings, jewelry, pocketbook. You can't go from Hulk Hogan to Linda Hogan in 0 to 60 seconds. Like, you just can't do that and then expect everybody else to get on board. Like, come on, girl. Give us something to work with. You got to give us something. And all the trans people out there that's going to make think pieces about me, before you even do it, fuck you. You got to give us something to work with, goddammit. Give us something. I'm for y'all. I am for the community. But, bitch, you got to try, bitch. You can't be lazy fish. You cannot be old. Baby, if you're going to be lazy fish, you just be a lazy man. CJ6508 say, I'm trans and I'm with you. Like, girl, you got to give us. You not even giving pussy. Like you ain't even giving us mannerisms. You ain't even giving us dainty shoulder. You ain't even giving us petite posture. I mean, bruh, you got to. If you was just finna be a truck driving ass bull dagger, then bitch, you might as well have stayed a boy. Cause that's what the fuck they trying to be. Like, bruh, give us a little something. Put some titty pads in there. Put your wig on till your hair grow out. Girl, put you some Mary Kay blush. Try, bitch. Try. And try and try and try and try again. Girl, I know you could be more fishy than this. I know you could be more fishy than this. Girl, you clocky. Girl, me and you still playing on the same softball team. Cut it out, Ryan. Ryan. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this, okay? Now look, y'all already know these people is finna eat my ass alive with these think pieces. Y'all better take y'all ass over there in their comments, and y'all better cuss their asses the fuck out. Okay? Y'all better cuss their asses out down to the ground. Don't y'all let them people jump on me. Don't y'all let them people jump me for this white nigga. Okay? Don't y'all let these people jump me behind this white nigga. Okay? And they talk about clip this segment. I ain't clipping this. So y'all can make it easy for the people to run and make think pieces. Them hoes gonna have to work. If them hoes wanna make a think piece, they gonna have to work. That bitch can't fit a damn piece of clothes in any woman's damn store. Girl, you knew you was having an interview with TMZ. You couldn't give. See, that's what you was supposed to do. You was supposed to come set the record straight. Baby, you was supposed to be so pussy. You was supposed to look like John Benet Ramsey, bitch. When Harvey and them called you, you was supposed to look like John Benet Ramsey mixed with Dolly Parton. That's what you... And then maybe, just maybe, we could have been like, oh, that black lady tripping, leave this trans lady alone. Girl, you came on here looking like Ryan that played softball with me. Baby, we can't do this. We can't, trans people, we can't do this. We gonna start there. At a minimum, I think that's a great starting rule. At a minimum, before you could say you a trans woman, you gotta max out at femboy. Is that fair? But it's stages to this shit. I don't want to hear nothing about you took no damn hormone. I don't want to hear nothing about you going and change your license. You gotta max out. You gotta go to level 10 as a feminine boy before you could go to level 1 trans. I think we got somewhere today. All that, you gotta max out. You can't be femboy level 1. You can't be femboy number 7. You gotta be maxed out. You gotta be so femme as a boy that it ain't nowhere else for you to go except trans. You gotta be so femme as a boy that people gotta be confused. They gotta be like, is she a pretty, a manly looking girl, a pretty boy? Like, you gotta max out. You can't be looking like no white nigga talking about you trans and you want all the rights of women. You just can't do that. I got y'all laughing, and so is these people over at Target. Target reportedly mandates workers to smile and greet shoppers within 10 feet or under. New policy to bring in revenue. Baby, we don't want y'all to smile at us. We want y'all to stop harassing us when we going up and down the aisles asking us, do we need help for anything, and leave us the hell alone. If you want to help us, bring down the damn prices of some of that shit in there. Girl, the new policy. Listen, these hoes done went back to the drawing book. According to reports from Bloomberg, Target has issued new directives. Smile, make eye contact, and verbally greet or wave at the customers. Let me tell y'all something. How about I do y'all one better? How about you leave us the fuck alone, but don't be too far away in case we need something? How about that? I wasn't going to tell y'all this. I started to post it on my Instagram, but I didn't want y'all to get mad at me. I went to Target about last week because I needed some white undershirts. It was by my house. I went in there. Girl, they got the undershirts and the socks and the underwear locked up behind the cage, and you got to press the button to ring somebody. Instead of giving these hoes a mandate to smile and get in my face, how about they ass me standing next to that damn button that we got to push to get some damn Hanes t-shirts unlocked? There are a lot of things, Target, that y'all can do to help generate revenue, and this ain't one of them. You can improve the customer experience by, number one, taking the shit out the damn cases. Matter of fact, if I'd rather y'all take the revenue that's from theft, take that to the chin. This right here, this weird ass forced smiling shit. Let me tell you something. It reminds me like when you get the moles. You walk in moles, Lord knows you better not be on the phone or trying to keep your baby from falling because they're going to scare the shit out of you there. Welcome to moles. Bitch, stop hollering at me when I just walked in here. I just want a burrito bowl, okay? You ain't got to welcome to moles every time the goddamn door open, okay? And then the line backed up. I'm down here by the beans, and I got to make it down here by the lettuce, and you mean to tell me you finna holler, welcome to moles, every time somebody come in here? That's what this shit giving. No, ma'am. Don't come look at me in my damn face. Don't come over here smiling. And then on top of that, I'm going to push back, Target. Okay, fine. If y'all going to make this mandatory, then y'all need to offer them people the best dental insurance out there. And that's none, because all dental insurance is garbage. I'm pretty sure every bitch on here that got dental insurance would agree with me. Dental insurance is garbage. All it cover is a filling, one x-ray, and a cleaning. It don't never cover what the hell you actually need. I don't know a bitch alive got a full root canal on damn insurance. I don't know a nan bitch that got an implant off of insurance. You want these people to smile all up in our face? They teeth better look A1. They better be smiling because Target offers the best dental insurance of any corporation known to man. If they gonna be in there smiling like that all, I don't like no smiley ass bitch. What your crazy ass smiling for? Then we're not even gonna talk about the level of subjectivity that comes along with this. I can see the manager not liking somebody and writing them up for not smiling. And then that person has to go in front of a bigger boss and be like, I did smile. This the way I smile. What y'all gonna have? Smile practice before the people get hired? Show us how you smile. Y'all not gonna hire people who smile like this. What if somebody got messed up teeth? Y'all not gonna hire them? Y'all doing everything except apologizing and putting the policies back. Let me tell you something. Doubling down on racism has got to be some of the stupidest shit that Target. Y'all really could fix this. Let me tell you something, Target. Let me tell you something, Target. And I don't want to lose my black card for saying this, but I'm going to say it. Black people, we are some of the biggest pushovers on the planet. It really ain't hard to win black people back. We forgive so easily trespasses against us. Target, Real talk. Y'all ain't even got to keep doing all of that. All y'all got to do, Target, is stand up and say out loud in the face of Trump and MAGA, just say y'all were wrong about what you did, that you learned your lesson, that you understand how it makes us feel, and how you're going to create some real initiatives and real change in the name of DEI to help benefit all marginal groups. And this could be over tomorrow. But instead, y'all want to be down with Trump and y'all want to do everything except acknowledge that y'all was wrong. The white bitch that got a marketing degree from the University of Missouri who thought that people smiling at the front door would generate more revenue, she needs to be fired. And I can always tell when an organization is missing top level diversity. I can assure you there was nobody who looked like this in that room when they came up with that. Because if there was, that sister or that brother would have vetoed that in a heartbeat. We are living in a world now where most people would prefer to shop online. We are living in a world now when people do stop and go to a store, they just zip in real quick and zip on out. How much revenue do y'all think people smiling is going to generate? It damn sure ain't going to generate what you lost. And it damn sure ain't going to make no new people come. Everybody knows what Target is. Walmart shoppers shop at Walmart. There's a certain type of person that just likes Walmart, or Walmart's in their area, or their socioeconomic status requires that they shop at that low-lifted shit. I don't know how y'all shopping that dirty, low-lifted ass shit and then use a real nasty bitch if you buy meat from Walmart. I ain't here to shame nobody, and y'all can. And if I'm on a high horse, then bitch, I'm on 7 of them. Use the old low down nasty bitch that probably feeds your kids loaning sausage every night if you buy meat out of Walmart. I say that to say, y'all ain't finna get none of them people, and you don't want they ass no way. You don't want them hoes from Walmart. So who y'all finna get with this? Y'all ain't finna get no new clients with that. I'm gonna let them people do what they want to do. Anyway, y'all, we got any more stories? Can I see? That's it. We don't sit out here for 2 hours or whatever. And have fun. I was real tired in the beginning, but I see some of y'all are laughing y'all ass off. It must have been a funny, funny show. Anyway, the show got good towards the end. I'm not gonna lie. The trans story was a good conversation, and this Target story was a really good conversation as well. It does give me something to cut for tomorrow, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.